Shooting USA is brought to you by SnapSafe and the full line of affordable security products from modular safes to lockboxes. Save 15% with code SUSA15 at snapsafe.com.
Welcome again to the Shooting USA YouTube channel. We're glad you're here. An interesting factoid, some of our more popular videos see as many as 75 or 80% of you are not subscribed to our channel. If you like the content you're seeing, please honor us with a subscription. And if you're interested in full-length current episodes of Shooting USA after it airs on the network, there's a link in this video's description to our Vimeo channel. Now, here's the content you came to see.
You know, I am amazed at your ability to sneak duck hunts into this show.
I'd like to think it's become something of a tradition around here.
Well, if you're not familiar with what we're talking about, Irvine has been taking pro shooters on their first ever duck or goose hunt. Last year, he had Jerry Michalak and his family out in a foot of Kansas snow.
Well, no blizzard this time, but plenty of cold winter wind. I've got Smith & Wesson pro Julie Golob on her first duck hunting adventure across Middle Missouri. And you'll see, it doesn't take us long to build some good hunting memories.
When I got off the plane to hunt ducks, I had no idea what was going to happen. I knew that I had some camo with me and that I had my shotgun, but other than that, I had no idea what was really going to happen.
When you take new people hunting, you want it to be a good overall experience. It's not just about killing ducks, it's the whole lifestyle, and that means getting up in the middle of the night to start your first day.
Get in the blind, it's raining hard, and it's a little bit of a breeze. It's cold, wet cold, and I'm thinking, what is gonna fly around in this? Like, why are we, I know ducks like water, theoretically, but I wouldn't want to be a duck flying around in this. So I honestly thought we were just gonna sit in our little box all day and just say, oh, okay, somebody quacked, and that was that.
It's very cold, it's very wet, lots of rain, high winds, and it's late in the year, so these are tough conditions for a new hunter. So I wrapped Julie in some good Hodgman waders, the heaviest coat Drake waterfowl makes. I wanted to keep her as warm as I possibly could. In the blind, we have Gary Greider. Gary's a local guy to this part of Missouri, and it's imperative to have a good local hunter in the blind with you.
He knew exactly what to expect, what was likely to happen, and having that as preparation and knowing what to do was so helpful. It was a great experience. When Mike started calling him in, I finally picked her out of the sky and watched her circle and circle. It was the worst anticipation I think I've ever had because it was so long, and I felt every part of my body just tense up, like, when is this duck gonna like fly into some sort of area where I can shoot it?
I've never seen anyone like this. Julie is up with her gun ready the entire time. She's got her hand on her gun as soon as I see ducks. It doesn't matter how far away they are.
I think my heart was racing, and it was just crazy. And when the shot went off, I couldn't believe it. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm totally hooked. It was like that moment. I'm like, yeah, I'm not so sure about this duck hunting thing. But then that excitement, you just can't duplicate it.
He comes back over. Yeah, got him. Boy, you talking about rain. Yeah, atta girl. That's her first duck. Yeah, great shot. You folded her up. Just a great moment. I mean, I yelled louder than Julie did.
Mike was like, it was like having my dad there, because, you know, whenever I do something with my dad, he's like super excited, and Mike went crazy, and it was just, everybody there, it was an amazing experience.
It couldn't have been better, and great shot. I've done this my entire life, so there's very few things anymore that are new to me, and you don't get that new experience back. So to sit there with someone who's that excited over their first time, it just reminded me of why I fell in love with this when I was a kid.
Okay, I'm the
You're there. You see, it doesn't take long. If you're just joining us, we are halfway through Julie Golob's first ever duck hunt. So far, Julie's experienced duck hunting's cold, wet mornings, and she shot her first duck. As this day moves on, we get into more birds, and I have one little surprise for Julie.
You never knew where they were coming from. It was like I was being part of Top Gun or something, and like there are MiGs everywhere, and they're coming around, they're coming around. It was this interactive thing, and you never knew what was going to happen next.
Typically, you worry about a first-timer hitting their duck, making the shot. I kind of forgot who I was with. Nice shot, Julie. They're both going down.
There you go. Good bird.
All right. Good job. You folded that back one up.
Did I?
Nice job,
good.
yeah. I don't look like I'm gonna coach you on your shooting yet, right? I'm realizing about halfway through this day that Julie's having more fun hanging out with the dogs.
And of course, I love puppies. I love petting the puppies, and they're so nice, and they're phenomenal. And it wouldn't, I don't know as if I would be able to find a duck like they do. I mean, it's they love it, and it's contagious.
Ready? Let's go. All right. What's the #1 rule of duck hunting? Get out and mess with your decoys and a bunch of ducks will come. It's coming. Duck's coming. Oh yeah, I see him.
I got one. I'm like, I know I hit that one.
Got one along here, Gary?
We sit down, and Mike hands me this call.
All right, so you've got your first duck. You're getting some hunting experience, so there's the next thing that you need to learn. So I got a little present for you.
Okay.
Here's your first duck call.
Oh, wow. That's awesome.
Uh-huh.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay.
And now we
You're
get to
gonna
teach you how to use it.
That's awesome.
So-
And of all the things about duck hunting, calling is the most terrifying because it's such a talent. You look at people like Mike and Sean calling, and it's art.
When you blow a duck call, it's like fog in a mirror. So if you ever gone up to a mirror and put that fog on it, it's exactly how you want to blow a duck call.
And it's not something I think I could do very well. So I was a little like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to make a noise on this. And it's like something you want to learn in the privacy of your own home. So which end is which?
So Oops.
Which I will definitely be doing because it's an ego thing. I must learn how to call a duck now. So that's the next step. I've shot ducks, so now I want to learn how to call them in.
The last hour was really special. I took Ike out and we looked for a cripple, a downed duck. We retrieved him. And on the walk back, the sky turned this gorgeous red and everyone was out. Julie was out on the bank taking pictures. It was one of those scenes that'll just stay in my mind for the rest of my life.
I can see why people really get into waterfowl hunting because it's such a social thing. You get with your buddies, you're in a blind, you may have a thermos filled coffee. It's so much more, such a bonding experience, really.
Remember, one of the big keys to starting a new waterfowl hunter is keeping them warm and dry. So here's what I did for Julie. First, I wrapped her in these. These are the Duramag waders from Hodgman. These things are warm. 1,600 grams of Thinsulate, 5 millimeters of neoprene. Plenty of warmth in the duck blind, keep you nice and sweaty under the TV studio lights. Couple things I really like are the reinforced knees, pockets on the outside, and this belt cinch it up tight just in case you wander into the deep end of the pool. The Duramag waders from Hodgman are a little more than $200. And now for the top half. This is the late season coat from Drake Waterfowl in old school camo, specific for waterfowl hunters with pockets for your rounds and a pocket for your calls. Double lined and waterproof, $260. One more, this is from DCVR, it's the amphibious stake. This slides over the keel of my final approach decoy. Now my floating duck is ready for the field and the webbed foot is a nice touch. We're not done just yet, because coming up, we reunite Julie with an old Army buddy.
It's awesome.
For the rugged, the style, the untamed, and the wild. For the trades, the trees, the mountains, and the free. Reimagined, re-engineered, reborn.
When you're a hunter, your friends are hunters. You form a tight bond with the guys and girls you spend time in the blind with. In fact, camaraderie may be duck hunting's best selling point, but there is no bond like that formed between two veterans. So on our last day with Julie, on our last hunt, we reunite her with Sean Doolahary, both retired from the Army Marksmanship Unit.
I was really excited just to see Sean. It's been a long time. I've been out of the Army Marksmanship Unit for a while, and I know Sean had retired. And just to be able to hang out with him and having the opportunity to share something that is his passion and to be a part of that.
Well, I really didn't know what Julie had been up to. I knew that she was a heck of a pistol shooter, but I had no idea that she was with Smith & Wesson, which is a very reputable company in the industry, and just to hear her successes and hear that she's a mother and a great wife and living way up in Northland of Glasgow, Montana, it was good to rekindle the friendship.
There was no doubt in my mind that Sean was going to be a great hunter. You know, you don't get to be a shooter of his caliber and be passionate about something and not be amazing.
Now, Sean is a Drake Waterfowl Elite team member. He takes his hunting seriously, and he is one of the best I have ever met at it.
He's looking everywhere to see everything, and his ability to call everything in. Just watching him call ducks in and then being able to shoot a shot, I could have watched him all day. Honestly, it was fascinating.
Now, on the flip side, Julie is rapidly becoming a good duck hunter in her own right.
I think the difference, as I got a little bit better going along, is the difference between knowing that you can make an X-ring shot at the Yankee Cup at 50 yards and just shooting at a target versus finding that perfect, what you're looking for, the things that you want to see. So I started to think of it that way instead of just shooting at a duck.
It's easy to hunt with people who shoot.
That was all us.
I don't, hey, well, I just blew my call. I didn't do anything else. I got the marksman right there.
Got him! Nice shot, Julie.
She gets a gold medal for the #1 cheerleader in America, because when she screamed, it scared me so bad I was back behind the blind looking for another down duck, and it just shocked me. And to see that kind of emotion on people getting to do that for the first time, that's what this is about.
It's about mid-morning and things slow down, the birds stop flying a little bit, and that gave Julie and Sean the perfect opportunity to catch up.
Talk about other things, and I think that's what she and I took the opportunity to do, is talk about some of those things that we experienced 15 years ago or such. It was like Eddie Murphy's Coming to America, King Zamunda. He shows up, and the entourage, he had 15, 20 guards with him. They show up, they shoot for about 2.5 hours. And he gets in the limo to take off, and he's still got my vest on.
Oh no!
And the colonel at the time, I'm like, "Sir, my vest, my vest." He says, "Not now, not now."
So he has your vest?
I ended up getting a new vest.
Oh, that's good.
A lot of happy times, a lot of great times. When you and I were at the AMU.
Yeah.
But there are some difficult times.
Yeah.
We shoot a few more ducks, and Sean whips out this old lanyard for holding your dead birds, and I didn't think anything of it at the time. And then he starts telling Julie the story of where it came from.
I'm gonna get a little emotional when I tell the story. You and I lost a very good friend when Jared Van Alst was killed in Afghanistan. And Jared gave me this several years ago. Jared was my roommate, and he was attached, I don't know what unit, but it was a very special unit that did some of the things that most Americans can't do. but this has been with me now for 10 years. And I've had the chance, I've been given really fancy ones, but the background and the meaning, being a fellow brother of ours and wearing the uniform and everything. And Jared was a big waterfowl hunter, and we had the opportunity to go.
I never knew that.
Oh yeah,
Jared.
big time. And we went to Tennessee and Arkansas several times, and we're gonna get him involved this morning and let him hold the ducks for us today.
You know, I'm a civilian. I've never served. I have no idea what it's like to be in the military and to sacrifice. And to sit in that duck blind and hear those two share that moment, it reminded me of why I'm a free man who gets to hunt every fall.
Being able to share with someone an experience like having friends in the AMU and shooting at the AMU, there's not many of us that can say that. And to be able to catch up and talk about all the memories, that's not something I can even share with my husband because he doesn't know. And to be able to share that with an old friend is really special.
When you're in a duck blind and there's somebody next to you, you're sharing that whole experience with them. There's conversation, there's storytelling, and everything else, so it's the full package.
I think in the end, that was the part that Julie really loved. It was one thing to shoot some ducks, and we shot plenty of ducks, but it's another thing to have that bond and to have that time and friendship with your buddies in the blind.
Probably that first shot on a duck, and that hooked me for a moment, and then after that, just being able to share it with a bunch of great guys.
It is the most important element. And having great friends like David Phillips, Gary Grider, and Seth Hartman, if it wouldn't have been for them taking care of us and getting us on these ducks, and it just wouldn't have happened.
You know, I get it now. I'm a shooter, and I love shooting, and Mike's a duck hunter, and he loves duck hunting. And he visits my world every now and again, and to be able to visit his world, it's been an awesome time.
Thanks to everyone who helped make this duck hunt possible. We made a lot of good friends along the way. And thanks to all the veterans, past, present, and future, any of you can share my duck blind anytime. And while this was Julie's first duck hunt, it won't be her last, and that's why we do what we do.
Well, you've made it to the end of another Shooting USA video on YouTube, and for that, we thank you. It does help the channel if you subscribe, like, and comment, and that will help us keep the content coming.